Hi friends, welcome to IASWITHSANTOsh. This video again I am going to give you 2 marks in the UPSC Prelims examination and you are going to thank me on the day of exam. Guys, every year UPSC asks at least one question on international organization and this year WHO is very important. Guys, for the last 2 years WHO is in news because of the COVID pandemic, but UPSC in its prelims examination has not asked WHO. Might be it was thinking that it was the most obvious topic and people might be prepared, so it did not ask WHO. But this year WHO will definitely come because this year WHO is celebrating 75th anniversary. Okay, so 75th anniversary you can see here. Okay, on 7th of April 2023, WHO, the World Health Day, okay, will observe its 75th anniversary. Okay, so it's very important, okay, event in the world organization. Okay, WHO is one of the most important organization, and this year definitely one question can come on WHO. So let me tell you what kind of question we can expect on WHO. Okay, so guys, in WHO what we can expect is that they can ask you about the World Health Day. Okay, World Health Day. Okay, it's factual, but might be UPSC can ask. Okay, then it can ask you about the organizational structure. About the organizational structure of WHO. Okay, next what they can ask you about the funding. About the funding of WHO. How funding is done in WHO. And then what they can ask you is that they can ask you about the World Health Assembly. World Health Assembly. And then lastly they can ask you about initiatives of WHO. They can ask you about initiatives of WHO. So today in this video I am going to cover everything. I am going to cover everything which can come in form of Optima cards. Guys, many of you are confused how to revise entire subjects because there are so many subjects in the prelims examination. How to revise in just 10 days. Guys, I have prepared Optima cards which will help you to revise all the subjects in just a glance. You can see here WHO I have prepared 1 card, 2 card, and then you can see WHO initiatives. There are more than hundreds of initiatives of WHO, but these are the 4 initiatives that are important which can come in the UPSC prelims examination. So I have covered this, and you can see here 75 anniversary major public milestones. You can see all the milestones in the last 75 years I have put in one Optima card also. So just we'll see what can come. So this, guys, the first important thing what they can ask you is that World Health Day, which I have told you. Then where is the headquarter of WHO? They can ask you where is the headquarter of WHO. So it is in Geneva, Switzerland. Then guys, they can ask you is that organization. How is the organization of WHO? So we have World Health Assembly. World Health Assembly is based in Geneva and it is responsible for basically the decision making. The decision making body, you can see here, world's highest health policy setting body, and is composed of health ministers from member states, which is the World Health Assembly. Guys, it is also responsible for appointing the Director General of the WHO. Director General of WHO supervises the financial policies and reviews and approve the proposed program budget. So this is very important. World Health Assembly is very important. Guys, next, it is the Director General. What they can ask you is Director General. So Director General is the head of the WHO and he is elected by the World Health Assembly and the term is 5 years. Director General is also in news for the last few years, so it is very important. So term is 5 years. This is very important. Then there is an executive board. Assembly elects, the World Health Assembly elects 34 members executive board which is technically qualified in the field of health for 3 years for carrying out decisions and policies of the assembly. So we have executive board, we have World Health Assembly, and then we have a Director General. Now guys, what is important is funding of WHO. What is important is funding of WHO. So funding of WHO comes from 2 sources. One is contribution from member states, and second is voluntary contribution from member states and other partners. So they can frame questions that WHO does not get any contribution from private sector, or WHO does not get any contribution other than the member states. This is not right, because it gets voluntary contribution also. So one is called assessed contribution. From the member states, which is the percentage of the country's GDP, and other is called voluntary contribution. Other is called voluntary contribution, and voluntary contribution also comes mainly from member states and other intergovernmental organizations and even private organizations also. Here there are few other important things which you should know. Is there is something called core voluntary contributions. Core voluntary contributions are unconditional contributions, are flexible contributions. Okay, unconditional contributions. So they can ask you core voluntary contribution. What is the meaning of core voluntary contribution? It is the basically the unconditional flexible contribution. Then there is thematic and strategic engagement fund, which is for some particular purpose. Okay, it is for some particular purpose. Then there is WHO contingency fund for emergency, for any emergency, and then there is WHO Foundation. This is very important. WHO Foundation is an independent grant making foundation focused on addressing the most pressing global health challenges of day and tomorrow. It is headquartered in Geneva and legally independent of WHO. This is very important. It is also a grant making body. WHO Foundation is a grant making body, but it is legally independent of WHO. It is legally independent of WHO. So what they can ask you? They can ask you either on World Health Assembly, or they can ask you on what? Executive board, or they can ask you about Director General, or they can ask you about the funding of WHO. They can ask you on funding of WHO. So I have given in this card. You can just go through this card. Everything is there in just one card. Okay. Next, what is important? They can ask you next type of question. They can ask you initiatives. So guys, if you go to the WHO website, there are more than 100 initiatives of WHO. So which initiative is more important? So guys, I have analyzed it and I have picked only 4 initiatives which are important from the prelims point of view in prelims 2023. First is 1+1 initiative. 1+1 is equal to million. It is an initiative to stop TB, to end TB by 2030. To end TB by 2030. Why I have taken this? Because Government of India has also kept an aim to end TB. So that is why WHO and Government of India, there is a lot of coherence. So I have taken 1+1 initiative is for TB. Then guys, there is tripartite zoonosis guide. Tripartite zoonosis guide. Tripartite zoonosis guys. You all know that zoonosis is increasing. In the last few years, a lot of focus is on zoonosis. Zoonosis are diseases which transfer from animals to humans. You can see here tripartite zoonosis guide has been jointly developed by FAO, WHO and World Organization of Animal Health. So tripartite zoonosis guide is very important. They can ask you tripartite zoonosis guide is by which organization? So WHO, then FAO, then World Organization of Animal Health. Then guys, there is pandemic hub intelligence. So by surveillance and gathering intelligence about pandemics. So this is very important. Global pandemic hub. And last but not the least is the biohub, which was recently established. Biohub. Biohub is basically for transfer of biomaterial from organizations from various countries, member states to WHO. So COVID pandemic along with other recent outbreaks has underscored the importance of rapid and broad sharing of pathogens for effective surveillance and timely development of medical response such as diagnosis, therapeutic vaccines. Currently a great deal of pathogen sharing is done bilaterally. So that is done in ad hoc basis. Now it will be done through biohub for pathogen sharing to make medicines, to make vaccines, to study them. So biohub is very important. According to me, if you ask me which international initiative of WHO can come, so they can ask you either 1+1 initiative, or they can ask you tripartite zoonosis guide, or they can ask you biohub, Guys, you can go and cross check in the WHO website. There are more than 100 initiatives. So I have studied all of them and I have just picked 4 for you. You just see the amount of analysis. I am doing it just for you guys. And next, this is the important card. I am not going to read everything about it. You can go and you can go through it. This is the card. Starting from 1945 till 2023. I have listed down all the major developments of WHO. Just go through it. You can definitely get one question from this events. It's because 75 years, so they can give you major milestones of WHO. Guys, you can see how we have covered each and every aspect of WHO just through these 4 cards. So on the day of exam, you want to revise WHO. So you can just go through this card, just glance through this card and you will remember everything. If you go through 400 pages, 500 pages of notes, obviously it is impossible to revise in last 1 week. Many students are saying, sir, how to revise everything in the last 10 days? Guys, use this Optima card. They are really very good. Further, many students are confused how to practice questions. Guys, still 10 days are remaining. Still 10 days are remaining. Okay, still 10 days are remaining from tomorrow. Okay, I have 10 full length tests in this. Most important questions, 10 full length tests, and I have 8 sectional tests. Okay, at least one full length test you can give every day. Guys, it is very easy to give excuses. It is very easy to give excuses. I don't have time. Guys, let me tell you, you have to find time. You have to find. Guys, I am super busy also. I have to make the FLTs. I have to make notes. I have to make questions. I have to do a lot of things. But still, I have found time to help you. Why? Because you were important for me. Because your success is important for me. So I am taking time out from my family, from my important things, from my everything, and I am finding time for you. This means what? If we are determined to do something, we will find time. But if you want to make excuses, then you will never have time. So let me tell you, to every student who is saying I don't have time, still you have time. You can still solve these 10 FLTs plus 8 sectional tests, and I promise you, if you solve this 10 plus 8 tests, definitely your marks is going to increase by 10-20 marks. Easily they are going to increase by 10-20 marks. If you are in 70, you will reach 90. If you are in 90, you will reach 110, and you will cross the IFS cutoff also. Okay, so let me tell you, still in next 10 days, just go through these cards. Just go through these cards and just solve these questions, these 18 questions. I promise you, your marks are definitely going to jump. Last year, I know, just 2-3 days before, who has gone through my cards, they were able to solve at least 5 to 10 questions extra than they could have solved just by reading their notes, just by going through these cards. So I still recommend, please solve this 10 plus this 8 test and go through these cards. You will definitely improve your performance. So guys, please do like the video if you found the content and the topic very important for the prelims examination, and do share this video with other friends also. Many of you are watching it, but you are not subscribing the channel. You can subscribe, and you can tick the notification, so that next time when I make videos, it will notify you. And guys, in the next 10 days, every day I am going to come out with a prediction. I am doing a lot of analysis, and then only I am coming and making a video. I have made at least 100 videos in the last 1 month. You can go and check out them. Most are on important topics that are expected to come in the UPSC prelims examinations. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.